Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Shay. I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari.
I'm Tyler, part-time seller on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark.
And next to us is Luna. We did mention in the last video we are pre-recording, and this is her first day back from a spay, so she's
a little bit loopy at the moment.
Yeah. So again, if we cut off quickly, it's because she's trying to jump around, but hopefully that doesn't happen. So today's video is going to be about 5 reasons your items are not selling on Poshmark. I'm really excited to do this because a lot of these I think are things that we kind of take for granted that we know about, but that aren't intuitive for the platform.
Well, I'm betting you I know none of them.
All of none of them. So that's good. But I would normally have to say that, you know, the t-shirt is new, but as you know, pre-record, it's not new, but I'm still very proud of it. So, I mean, you guys can still give us comments about it. And then I also want to make an announcement. Can I do it?
You want to do it?
Can I? Yeah.
Krista, we're looking at you.
Yeah, so today is Wednesday, and today is also the day we are finally getting back to our podcast, so there should be a new episode released. I am going to drop a link to it in our description box. Hopefully we released it. Hopefully everything goes well. But yes, it's been a long time, but that is kind of how we started in the social media world, I think.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with reselling at all. It's about movies. So if you want to transition there, you're more than welcome to listen to our thoughts.
Yeah, so it is a movie podcast. It's basically just us chatting. So if you guys enjoy us, if you enjoy our personalities, all that kind of stuff, we would love to have you over there. We are not movie experts. We just like to watch them and we like to chat about it. So I'm really excited to have that back there. I know there is a few people, Krista, on this channel that came from there. So you never know. If you guys are interested, cool. If not, cool too. But wanted to let you guys know that it's coming back out. So I'm excited.
Yeah, getting into it.
Yeah, so getting into the list. Now, I hope there's going to be a nice little fancy editing where you guys can see what the items are. But I do also have my list here.
Probably, maybe. We'll see.
See how we feel.
We'll see. I'll probably forget.
But number 1 is using the brands, and I'm going to use that in quotation, that give you more access to shoppers. So what I'm talking about here is specifically the vintage and the handmade brand. So these brands are going to allow your item to have more exposure because people are using that brand to search for things where you might now be using the actual brand of an item. So for example, if you have a vintage dress and it's some random offbeat 90s brand and you put that in there, it's actually most likely not searchable. So people can't find that item. And you can use keywords and things like that to try to help. But the vintage brand is actually going to capture that audience that you're looking for. And it's not super intuitive. Like, why would it be under brand? Why couldn't it be a category?
It should be a category like pants or just vintage or bags.
Yeah, it's very strange. And the same thing is true for handmade. Now, I just stumbled upon this recently. We actually sold a blanket on Poshmark, I believe.
No, it's Poshmark, the granny blanket from the bins.
Yeah, so I'm going to link that video up there where we found our first ever granny square blanket. It was kind of cool. But yeah, we sold that, but I put it under the handmade category. And I didn't know that was a thing, but I didn't know what to put it under because it didn't have a brand. It's a handmade blanket. But yeah, I did some research and people told me you just throw it under handmade. So if you're not using those brands, make sure you're doing that because your items are probably not being seen by the correct audience.
Yeah, I mean, that's the name of the game, is getting it in front of as many people as you can, and hopefully you find the right person. So
exactly. Do you want to say number 2?
Number 2 is banned words. So you had told me that certain words are banned. I think you mentioned trading. So a lot of people don't have very much luck with Duluth trading because they put that in the title, and Poshmark will suppress and hide that listing.
Yeah, and you can actually test this out by doing a quick search for Duluth pants or something like that and see what pops up for you. And you're going to notice that it looks like there's nothing listed. And that's because people are writing trading in their listing. So the cool thing with the banned words is if you're not using them, but you're kind of working around it, you're going to actually get way more exposure. So maybe that's why Duluth does so well for us.
If you're doing Duluth, and maybe we should remove this from the video.
Yeah, maybe we want to keep this to ourselves.
Yeah. She's the only result, so she's the only game in sound for Duluth on Poshmark.
Yeah, so I mean that also helps with comps and stuff because people that are likely knowing about the banned keywords are active resellers who are trying to keep that price at a reasonable place. So that's great. But there are other things too that you might be putting in that you don't realize. Like maybe you put that there's a smell of perfume because you're trying to be transparent about your listing. But perfume is actually a banned word. So what's going to happen there is Poshmark's going to see that, think that you're trying to sell perfume, which you of course can't do on the platform, and they're going to hide your listing. So what you want to put is, has a strong fruity aroma or something
Floral
like that.
smell.
Right, things like that. So keep being transparent, but make sure you're looking up those banned words. Now, I wish I could give you an entire list, but there is so many, and a lot of it is speculation. But if you do a quick Google search of Poshmark banned words, you're going to find those, and make sure that you're paying attention to that. And quick note, if you are changing your listings because you have a banned word, don't just edit, it will stay hidden. You need to relist completely fresh. It cannot be a copy. It must be a fresh listing with no banned words. Otherwise, you're still hidden.
I mean, it makes sense, but I just would never have thought to do that.
Well, you're welcome. Okay, so this one's controversial. Do we want to be controversial on our video?
It's your video. I'm just sitting here.
So I am telling you now, this is controversial. This is basically like saying that you don't put measurements on your listings. Controversy, right? So this is Petite. Now, this one took me a while to decide if I would even do it myself, but I do, so come at me if you need to. But the Petite sizing, if you have noticed, if you have items that are Petite, you get less interest. And a lot of that is because people don't know they're Petite. I'm Petite, and I don't shop in the Petite sizing, but Petite actually means short.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Definitely short.
Yeah. But I actually thought before reselling that Petite meant like really, really small, skinny and little. I'm not. I have very big hips and I'm not, so I never really considered it. But found out that it meant short and realized, oh, that's me. So a lot of people are probably me and don't know that. So what people have been telling me to do, and actually works, is you tag the item as the size without Petite. So say it's a Petite small. You're going to list it as a small, and then in big letters in the title and in the description, you're going to put Petite sizing. Now this is Poshmark only. Obviously, if you do it on eBay or if you do it on something else, that can cause some issues. Right. But on Poshmark, this seems to work really well. I do recommend putting measurements if you're going to do that. And if you run into any issues, the one thing they might be able to do is say you did it not according to the tag. I have not run into that at all, and it's absolutely increased my sales. I think it is worth the risk because before I did this, Petite was just not selling at all. Full stop.
None of them.
Right. So I think it's worth the risk. I realize it's a controversy, and sorry, but I just wanted to put it out there. If you're selling Petite clothing, try it. And yeah, be ready for the risk though, because there is a risk, of course, on there.
I'll do the next one. Trending keywords.
Yeah, so trending keywords. There are a few different ones that come up to mind right now, and I know you know some, so let me show you. So we just sold a plaid dress the other day. What trending keyword would you use to make that more sellable?
Cottagecore.
See, I told you knew. I told you.
Well, I mean, it had almost a textured feel, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
So you could have theoretically used jacquard or textured or embroidered.
You love that word. You
Yeah.
love it. But yes, so a lot of times you're going to hear funny things like cottagecore, goblin core, royal core, all those type of things. Lag and look.
Lag and look.
A lot of them are flying through my mind right now. But anyways, when you find those type of keywords, you want to make sure they're put in the listing. Oh, one particular one very relevant to now is Y2K. So these type of keywords actually really help because people might type in like, I want a Y2K shoe, or I want a chunky. I want a cottagecore dress, and they don't really know what they're looking for. They just know they want to be part of that trend. So this keyword is really going to help you get in with that crowd of people, and really pay attention as like the style places are talking about it. They're really kind of bringing that up. I think royal core is the one that's kind of up and coming right now. But make sure that you do that and put it in the title. I don't know why it's more important to put it in the title, but every time I do it, it seems to drive traffic really fast. So yeah, make sure that you're doing that. Make sure you're paying attention to those trending keywords because it also fetches a higher price.
Yeah, I mean, you got almost $50 for that dress, and it's
a regular Maeve dress that I normally would average around 25 to 30 for.
Yeah.
So hey, I'll take it. Okay, and then the last one, you actually know a lot about this.
Do I?
You do. So this is item-specific photos. And now you saw what happened with the Miss Me jeans.
So yes, if you have some kind of detailing or there's something special about the item, you want to make sure that that is front and center for people. So for DVDs, if it's wrapped and packaged, you want to make sure that you can see that clearly on camera. Miss Me Jeans, the giant butt design.
Yes. So the kind of like little story of how we learned about this is Miss Me Jeans were selling for us between $25 and $30, and it was fine. But because our thrift stores priced it at around 10 to 12, that was not worth it for us. But we were seeing a lot of people saying like, hey, I'm getting $50, $55 for Miss Me Jeans and they're selling fast. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And I wish I remembered who said this to me, but they said, are you taking a really up close photo of the butt? And I'm like, really? Why? Why would I do that? I just do my jeans as I do my jeans. And I mean, the butt's there. It's just, but they showed me their photo. I literally replicated it and my item sold within a week for $50. So absolutely, item specific photos are really important. And that's going to change based on what you're looking for. There's going to be certain dresses where there's certain detailing that you want. There's going to be jeans that have certain detailing. Dojos are another thing that you're going to want to really show that butt.
7 irregular choices with the craziness that is irregular choices.
Yes.
You want to make sure that you have a very up close photo of them.
Yes. So make sure that you don't just take like photos where you're just doing the same thing for everything, which is what I was doing. Make sure that if it's a special trendy thing that you're showing what is the detail that you're trying to sell. Make sure it's really up close and personal.
It's the thing that you want the person to fall in love with, so they have to buy it. Is really what it comes down to. It's the I haven't seen that before. That's the only one that I can find. I have to buy it.
Right. So basically, if you have Miss Me bedazzled butt jeans and you're not really showing that off in the photo, in the cover photo, make sure you go do that and then come back to the comments of this video and let me know how quickly that item sold and for how much more it sold for than you originally thought you were going to get. I want to know your experience. But that is what I have. Oh. So if you like this type of video, if you like this type of content, make sure you're subscribing to this channel and make sure you're leaving those comments. They really help us out and they also help us know what you are interested in so we can make sure we do videos catered to you. Give this video a big thumbs up. It helps the algorithm, as you guys already know. And yeah, that is it. So we will be back really soon with a new video.
Thank you all for watching.